Hello and welcome to India Today. This is Hesha Chima, and joining me on my show is a woman who I'm very much interested in talking to because this is my first time with her. So warmly welcome Rasika Dudgal.
Thank you.
Rasika, thank you so much for removing time and doing this because I have been meaning to chat with you any which ways because I feel that बहुत ही अच्छे से आप मेरे शो के डायनामिक्स में फिट हो जाते हो, which is why I'm like चलो इनसे आज बात करेंगे, इनको जानेंगे better. But before that, congratulations on Mirzapur.
Thank you.
Yet again. Oh my God. I think before I started rolling, I asked you this. I think 2007 is where you actually started your journey.
Yes.
हम 2024 में हैं. कितना कुछ बदल गया. And before anything else, I just want to pay you a compliment. I feel that Rasika, you've oscillated platforms very well. क्योंकि जहाँ पर एक टैबू प्लेटफॉर्म टीवी को लोग भागते हैं, आपने उसको भी किया. Of course, there's OTT. You started with feature films, and now you're very beautifully trying to juggle all of this together. मुझे बताओ, इतनी जल्दी evolvement कैसे हुआ कि I'm not going to limit myself when you know that there are so many stereotypes attached with the profession that you're a part of?
Well, there were a lot of confusing decisions to make when I was starting out, and there was a lot of advice which was floating around. And but I think I had some internal sort of defiance mechanism working at that time, which was like, I'm going to sort of make my own path, and I'm going to explore this as my own journey and not really follow any particular path. And I feel like that's the beauty of any creative profession, because every every creative person's journey is very unique, and it can be frightening for that reason, because you feel like there's no template, there are no landmarks to hit, and so you're kind of on your own. But it's also very interesting for that reason. And once you're on that journey, you feel like, okay, this is really my own, even if it's kind of lonely. So when I started out in 2007, I was told by people ki chote roles mat karo, for example. That was one of the many things that I was told at that time. And I said, listen, I don't know how else to introduce myself to people except through my work.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do whatever comes my way. And I'll meet people who will hopefully I'll be able to do some good work, and hopefully they'll appreciate that, and that'll take me somewhere. And they were like, नहीं एक बार छोटे रोल कर लो तो बड़े रोल नहीं मिलेंगे. And I was scared, but I said, नहीं ठीक है, I will just do this my own way and see where this takes me. So I did some 14 films in small parts before I started getting more sizable roles. And I've totally now forgotten your question. What was it?
No, this is, I think you're answering perfectly well. I was just asking that how did you navigate and how did you have the sense of maturity to do everything?
So I basically just took anything that, for me, it was always about the work, So if there was a really good project that came my way, I couldn't get myself to say no. And if there was a really good maker attached to it, even if, the advice was that chote role mat karo, I couldn't help but say yes, because I was like, this is a really good filmmaker. For example, I did a 2-scene role in a film called No Smoking, which was directed by Anurag Kashyap. That was the second film I had done in this list of 14 films in smaller parts. And I said, I can't not do a film with Anurag Kashyap if I'm getting an opportunity to do that, right? So those were, I think, my motivations to make those decisions. And retrospectively, it looks like it was easier than it actually was. But when I was there, I was suitably confused, and I took advice from a lot of people, especially from the people who I knew would be thinking what I actually what I actually wanted them to say. So in one sense, your decisions are already made, it's just that you're looking for confirmation for them. Similarly, I think at that time, I was offered a lot of television work, and working in television, especially in those years, was a very, very lucrative proposition. And it was very hard to say no to that, and I turned down those offers at that time because I just felt that they weren't satisfying my creative need at that time. That was again a very hard decision. But when you're younger and you're starting out and you have the junoon and josh, you don't get bogged down by the decision making process. In fact, it's exciting, and I had a lot of people with me from the Film Institute. We had all graduated from the Film Institute, and everybody was trying to find their way. So we would all be living in this flat where, you know, everybody would come back home in the evening and sort of compare notes on their own rejections or meetings that didn't go well, or meetings that didn't happen, people who made them wait and said didn't turn up, and, you know, all of that. So I think all of that sort of also took me through that time with a lot of sense of humor, you know, because sab log aake we didn't feel like we were alone. We felt like everybody was having a similar kind of experience, so I didn't feel like सिर्फ मेरे साथ हो रहा है.
हाँ वो होता है ना कि अच्छा मैं भी sad हूँ कोई और भी sad है, अच्छा चलो सबका sad चल रहा है तो it's going on. You know, while I was asking you this question, you also spoke about the fact that when speaking to some people, sometimes you just want to hear what you want to hear because it helps in your decision making process. Okay. कभी ना कभी वो validation के साथ भी होता है. I feel like when you've sort of gotten the kind of work that you feel that you deserve or you ought to do, and then you get that form of validation in terms of, let's say, people, you know, praising you or people liking you for what you do. I think that does bring a sense of, I don't know, security. To me personally, I want to know, how did you sort of think of it when you first realized that, okay, now people know me beyond these smaller roles and for the parts that I'm playing, and they recognize the fact that this is what I am able to deliver.
It feels very, very special. There is no substitute for that feeling. I had done a film in a lead part in a very independent film called Kshay, which was really a sort of an entire film which was driven by. It was very performance-based, character-driven film. And the first time I traveled with that film to film festivals, it premiered at the Chicago International Film Festival in 2011. And I had gone for that. And I read a review about the film. And it was an international reviewer. And I had never heard things like that about my performance before this. You know, I had, even in the smaller parts I had done, I have to say the people around were very encouraging. They would always say, hey, you're such a great actor, you know, I hope you get more work. And just hearing that, even if they didn't necessarily act upon it, just made me feel very encouraged and very good. But I remember reading that review and reading somebody write like that about me was very, very encouraging to me as a performer. You know, I really felt that, okay, जो मैं सीख के आई हूँ, जो मैं करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, जो मैं सीखने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, it's going in some direction, and जो भी काम अभी किया है, चाहे छोटा हो या बड़ा हो, लोग उसको नोट कर रहे हैं और अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं. You know, so that was, I don't think there's a substitute for that. And at that time in my career, that was very important.
Yeah, of course. I feel even right now, right? Don't you feel that? Like somewhere around, like you'll feel happy, na? I think women discount themselves on giving them a little bit of a pat on our shoulders. हम कभी नहीं देते हैं अपने आप को इतना शेयर, but देना चाहिए.
बहुत नहीं देते हैं, वो तो हमारी आदत unfortunately बन चुकी है. You know, it's always, I don't know whether women are taught this more than men, but it's always that sense of humility is, even if false, is sort of encouraged more than saying, just being able to say that, hey, I did a good job. And you know, I think many of us really need to learn that, and I certainly still do, because but I really admire people who are able to do that. You know. And I remember Pankaj was sitting next to me when we were shooting for Mirzapur season 1, and he was on his phone, and suddenly I hear Pankaj say, "बहुत अच्छा है." So I was wondering कि क्या पढ़ना. So I turned around to him and he said, कभी-कभी ना मैं बहुत अच्छा बोल देता हूँ. And he was reading an interview of himself and saying that. But there was no. And this was said purely very humbly. Yeah. There was no sense of trying to look superior in front of me at all. Yeah. And I remember this story because I feel like Pankaj is really one of those few people who I've met in my life who's so comfortable in his own skin that only when you're that can you praise yourself and praise another human being with as much with just saying something.
Security. Being secure.
Yeah, but just saying something for what it is, rather than, you know, trying to infuse a false sense of humility, or the other way around, which is, you know, trying to blow your own trumpet. So it's really quite nice to see people who are so comfortable with themselves that they're able to do that.
For sure.
And that's quite inspiring. I find that very interesting every time I
That's
see
true.
that.
I've been lucky enough to, interview him as well, and I think one of the best interviews and chats I had with him.
Yeah.
Because he's so much fun to talk to.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, you're hilarious. I didn't expect that at all. But Jessica, coming back to you, what I also want to ask you is that we are all a part of an industry, and especially you as an actor, where vanity is very, very important, and that's what we sort of talk about here on the show as well. But it gets daunting. Like, I mean, I feel there's so many unrealistic beauty standards to sort of match up to right now. Some pressures that we put on ourselves, some pressure that social media sort of does that, so on and so forth. Some maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, even the requirement of your job, to a certain extent, if I would say. I want to know, where do you stand on that graph of sort of maintaining, your sanity in terms of vanity is concerned? And at the same time, when you have to sort of deal with your own sense of self and body image issues, if at all any.
So I guess, we live in such a visual world these days that I think everybody is a victim of vanity.
Yeah.
And it's hard to sort of understand what your comfort level with it is, and where you want to go with it. It's a very tough decision to make in today's world, especially earlier when everything was not so visual. I used to tell people that अरे आपको नहीं पता हम actors हैं ना, इसलिए हमें ये सब देखना पड़ता है. But आजकल मुझे लगता है कि सबको ये सब देखना पड़ता है. And I don't know what I feel about that. I feel very bad for all of us.
Yeah.
I feel like, and especially for people, for young adults, for teenagers. I feel like if I had grown up in this extremely visual, social media crazy kind of a world,
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have felt about myself in those formative years. At
True.
least I had time to figure things out before this putting yourself out there every single time had come to me or had happened to me. I had at least some time to find myself, before that happened. And my journey with that changes all the time. And when I started, I used to be one of those people in college who I studied at Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi, and we used there was a stereotype around that, which was the Jhola Jhala girls.
No way!
I would wear kurtas, and I had a nice Dilli Haat wala jhola, and all of that. And I loved that style, by the way.
That's also me, by the way.
Yeah, and my family members my mother used to just tell my local guardians in Delhi that please get her some decent looking chappals, So I was that person who was really not bothered about that. And I think my ecosystem at that time and the people around me didn't sort of encourage outward thoughts about outward appearance at all. It was always about what you're thinking, what you're reading, what you're doing, all of that.
How lovely.
Very lovely, very lovely environment to be in. And I think that was one of the times in my life where I felt very creatively alive. So not that there is a dissonance between these two. Those two can coexist.
Absolutely.
I have to say that.
Absolutely.
So it's not that one can exist and the other can't. But that was so. In my growing up years and college years, I was totally not encouraged to by my environment, and totally didn't also naturally lean towards thinking about what I wore or how I looked at all. And this was like a completely zero makeup phase, I mean, the only thing I would wear was kajal, which was a very nice Delhi University girl thing to know. And we would also use it, interestingly, because the day we didn't want to turn up for class, the next day we would go without kajal, because they were so used to seeing you with kajal. The moment you came without, they were like,
Bimar hai.
Bimar hai. So we used to use it like that. I think my first brush with body image issues was when I was at the Film Institute studying to be an actor. And it hadn't occurred to me up until then that actors are supposed to look a certain way. Till that had been told to me in a place as liberal and as evolved, or as evolved as I expected it to be as the Film Institute. I didn't think that conversations there would be about the way you looked. I thought conversations there would be about how many films you'd watched and how well you can act, or you know, how sincere a student you are, or what your interests are, and all of that.
Sure.
But it was, you know, a lot of people didn't say it to me on my face, but they would say things like, "Oh, you're from the acting class," and look at me like it didn't make sense, you know. And I mean, we're all sensitive people. We know when
कहाँ क्या बोल रहे हैं.
even if they didn't maybe mean to say it badly, but you could read that prejudice there, right? That, oh, you don't really look like an actor. And I think I felt bad about that.
Sure.
And because I had a little weight, and I was conscious of that, so I got very conscious of that. And I worked really hard, and I went to the gym, and I did all those things. So I was that student who would go to the gym but yet make it to the library in time, and, you know,
Wow.
all of that. So but it put me in a I think the good part of it was that it really taught me, it put me early on in my life into a exercise regime and a discipline which I was able to carry forward
Yeah.
later, and I still sort of maintain that. So I think that was the good side of that thing. It made me, yes, conscious of the way I looked, but drove me to do very healthy things.
Yeah.
So it turned out well.
Turned out well. Fair to say ना that जो stereotypes बनते हैं like a quintessential looking actress को लेके, that you did sort of break it with also your roles. I feel I have to bring this up in this chat that when for me Rasika Duggal happened in my life, and I sort of started watching everything that you do when I saw you in Made in Heaven. To be very honest, I feel that part for me did so much. I was like, wait, how is she doing this? Like, firstly, I'm looking at you as somebody who's damn helpless. And at the same time, I'm seeing this person literally shapeshift into be like, no, I want to be helped. I'm trying to figure a way out, but my hands are just tied, you know. And then you did that so well. I feel
Thank
I
you.
loved you in that
It was
particular
such
role.
a small part, but a lot of people seem to remember it.
Exactly.
So,
And I think that's pretty much what my next question is. I feel that earlier there used to be a lot of chatter in terms of कि अगर आपको एक banner पे होना है, या you know, you want to be this leading actress, whatever, XYZ, the film either should be backed by you solely, or you need to have a very long screen space or a meaty part, right? I feel that right now for me, like even when I'm speaking to a lot of people, I feel a lot of even evolved actors don't mind doing roles that probably would give them a lesser screen space, you know, but damn impactful. I think you picked that up with Made in Heaven, because that's exactly why I'm drawing that parallel. However, what I do want to ask you is that when, you know, you're picking such projects for yourself where you know that this is not completely backed by you, but you know what you're going to do is going to be impactful. In a situation like that, how do you become secure? Like, कुछ तो thoughts आते होंगे ना जो ऊपर नीचे दिमाग कर दे कि you feel like Rasika as an individual has sort of evolved from that thinking.
Well, simple answer, no. I don't. I still worry.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't even know if a role is going to be impactful. It's not in my hands. You know, I can make an assessment of it early on, and मतलब एक थोड़ा अंदाजा हो सकता है कि हाँ इस मुझे लग रहा है कि इस कहानी में अच्छा है, लेकिन eventually how the story turns out, how it's mounted, how it's edited, what is done to your performance is completely not in my hands. And in that sense, that's the kind of surrender I've had to learn as an actor, and it's also kind of surrender I enjoy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have survived.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? I don't mind not having complete creative control over a certain project. Now in my life, I've missed being involved in it. I do feel the loss of being involved in it from the beginning, because that process is so interesting. But otherwise, I always felt that, you know, I felt good that there is somebody else to sort of take total ownership of this and to guide me about where I should go with this. But yeah, the other side is that you sort of made an assessment of this and made a choice ki, okay, I'll act in this because I feel that this is, even if small, impactful, or chosen not to do something because it's lengthy but not impactful at all.
Exactly.
You know, that can also be a
Sure.
choice. And you've made all these choices, but none of this could turn out like what you thought when it was on paper, because there's a long journey between what is on paper and when it finally turns out when it's finally visualized and the final film or show is made, and it can be completely different things. So you're always nervous about your choice. I mean, there's a lot of back and forth I will do in my own head, or even talk to people who I trust, and I'm never sure if the decision I've made is correct. And makes me feel always tentative, but it's a part of the job.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to learn to live with the idea that you're making many decisions all the time, and they might not always turn out to be right. But the one thing that I've always found is that if I have found that one reason why I did want to do something or didn't want to do something, then I'm able to live with the consequences of it.
No, that's I think very well said, because I feel that's important. फिर वो regret नहीं होना चाहिए. आप conscious decision ले रहे हो तो those regrets shouldn't happen. I feel
Regret भी होगा, but at least you had something to hold on to. You knew that, and for me it was really the one thing that really helped was that it was always about the work. So the decisions became a little clearer because I didn't let anything else. I mean, I still give importance to all the what we call peripherals, and I play that game also. You know, I don't feel that that's not important and this is only important. Only the acting work is important. No, I mean, to enable yourself to get better acting work, you have to do your PR. You have to do your social media.
Sure.
You have to sort of be in that, and some of that also I enjoy. But this is the main thing, you know. So I think that it helps to make decisions.
Vasika, what I wanted to ask you is that since we're talking about this industry and we're talking certain stereotypes, I want to address a couple that may or may not have happened with you. I would like to know your journey. I'm just going to pick on one or two of those. One of them definitely being the whole talk about the pay disparity that happens. Equal opportunity in terms of what an actor might be getting, a male one versus a female. And has it ever happened that you've been committed a particular project, probably even started shooting for it, and then आपको बोलते हैं कि नहीं, अब नहीं हो रहा है. इनमें से कुछ भी experience हुआ है आपके साथ?
So pay disparity is not something that I have complete knowledge of. You know, it's actually, you don't know what other people on a project are being paid, and I'm very confused about that always. I mean, you have a sense of it because you hear so much, but there's so much which is hearsay that you don't know what you should believe and what you shouldn't. But yes, I have to say that I know enough to know that pay disparity does exist.
आप comfortable हो पैसे मांगने के लिए, because money talks are a little uncomfortable, right? It's for me also it is.
I mean, I'm very relieved that there are other people who have these conversations for me, because I find it very difficult.
Awkward, huh?
But it is hard when you're, you know, when you are your own. I mean, your brand is you.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you are in one sense, you know, just selling your own skill. It's harder to then do that rather than talking about external product.
Yeah,
you know?
that's easier thoda,
So
na?
that's a little easier because I guess I don't know what that also feels like. But so I mean, there's enough hearsay, and I can imagine that that in perceptions, in the way our society functions, the gender equations are warped, and therefore it will reflect in a pay disparity also.
Sure.
You know, but do I have proof of it in my from my own personal experience? No. I mean, I'd really love to know what my male actors are being paid. It's a rather rude question to ask your co-actor, so I haven't gone there. And whatever little fuss I've heard is not. I don't know how much of that is true or isn't true.
Fair.
But yeah, some other actors have friends have shared their experiences, and those have been surprising to me, because I felt that there's this male actor on a show and a female actor on the show, and there's no reason why she should be paid less. In fact, I felt the opposite on the few people who did share their stories with me, and they said, you know, they knew that for sure that they're being paid less than the male actors. Yeah, this is a battle that unfortunately we are going to have to fight for a very, very long time, and I think it's really a cyclical one. You know, there'll be good times when we will see more equality, and there will be times where it'll slip back into periods of extreme gender discrimination.
Sure. Okay. Vasika, talk to me about the fact that has it ever happened that you've been on a project and you've been dropped, and then how did you deal with that emotion, if at all it has happened?
No, it hasn't.
Yay! I'm glad. It's a happy experience.
Already on a project and I've been dropped? No.
Committed?
But I've heard it's happened to other people, and I just find that really ruthless and terrible. It's not easy to live with that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
With
But
that
has it
kind
happened
of
that you've
rejection.
committed for something and फिर नहीं हुआ?
No.
I'm so happy to hear this as a negative
नहीं
answer.
नहीं, वो पहले ही नहीं बोल दिया था.
हाँ, अच्छा पहले आपने मना.
या फिर अगर हाँ बोला था तो they stuck to their commit.
That's lovely. How are you with rejections?
I have, I mean, I'm building my muscle. I think I'm still sort of, it's always hard, but you get more used to it and becomes slightly easier. Maybe. Wait, let me just see if I want to take that back or not. Because, yeah, it does become easier in how to manage yourself around that situation because it's happened to you before, so you kind of know that drill, and you kind of are more equipped to manage your own emotions around it. But it's also very hurtful because the better the work gets, the stakes are higher, so a rejection means more to your career at that time than a rejection earlier on where the stakes weren't so high, you know. So yeah, so it's difficult in that sense because if you lose something, then it is something significant that you're losing.
Yeah.
And if you get that something, it could really turn out to be good. But you've learned how to manage your emotions around it better.
That's why, is it fair to say that they all become thick-skinned over a period of time?
Thick-skinned, no. This management that I'm talking about is not. I wouldn't call it being thick-skinned. I think I would call it being more secure.
Sure.
You know, because and working on yourself to understand how you might respond to certain situations and therefore try and make it easier for yourself the next time. But what I do find hard is while I'm shooting, I find it hard to be in control of how I'm feeling about things because the ask of the job is to be vulnerable, and I feel very tender while I'm shooting, so I find it very hard to for example, be negotiating another project while I'm shooting for one because I'm feeling while you're shooting, the ask of the job is that you respond to everything that is given to you in the time between action and cut. So I find it hard to then go back after that at the end of that day and do a negotiation where you don't have to let yourself feel everything that is around you, you know. So that I find difficult, to be those two things, to be the manager of your own work and the actor at the same time. You know, that I find very difficult.
What's the most gratifying part about being an actor?
That you get to create something and you get to experience a moment or many moments that would not have happened to you in the normal course of your life.
Yeah.
So you really get to be in somebody else's life for a bit.
Right.
And I mean, one would hope that you do that all the time when you're shooting for a role, but realistically it doesn't happen all the time. It's those few magical moments which really make it worth it. I think through all the tough points in my career and in my life, there's not one time that I have felt that why did I choose this profession. I've always felt that in spite of all this, this was the best choice I made in my life.
Yeah. Wow. You know, Rasika, tell me a little bit more about the fact that, you know, you are a part of an industry that's damn competitive in many ways. And according to me, competition is a healthy thing also sometimes, if it's taken well and done well.
No, I think it's completely healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's good to be in that space as well. Tell me right now, when you're, you know, sort of navigating your career, what kind of choices do you wish to make as far as your project trajectory is concerned? Like, how are you going to put yourself on that map? Are you going to be like, oh no, abhi mujhe yahi karna hai? Yeah, I'm still the same Rasika which is open to doing everything. Ab kya hai?
So, you know, I was shooting for a project last year and it was a very long shooting schedule and we were all exhausted, and at the end of one shooting day, I told my makeup artist and hairdresser, I was sitting in the van and I was taking off my makeup and I said, iske baad na, I'm going to take 1 month off. And there was pin drop silence for 2 seconds and everybody started laughing. Because they were like, you are not going to survive even 3 days. so let's not kid ourselves about that. It's always hard in any creative journey to decide how you're going to chart your path.
Yeah.
And really, I just feel that it's really not in my control. So, मैं जितनी भी decisions कर लूँ या if I strategize and all of that also, it's really not going to work out like that for me, because I am going to end up responding to how I'm feeling as an actor on one day. And if I feel like, you know, I've had 2 months off and I really want to be back on set, I might say yes to a project.
ये चलेगा, ये fluctuating है. वैसे कहते हैं हम WIP, work in progress.
So yeah, I mean, I might think all these things like now I'm going to only do this kind of role. I don't know how long I'll last in that, because that kind of role also has to be available, you know, at that particular time.
Correct.
So you have to constantly adjust to the fluctuations of the business and what is happening around you at that time. And honestly, I can't stay too long without shooting.
तो क्या shoot कर रही है रसिका? Let me ask that. What's happening? What can you talk about? Chalo, let's do that.
I'm going to start shooting for Delhi Crime Season 3 very soon.
Fabulous.
And I'm really, really looking forward to being back on that set and really looking forward to the preparation of that, because I shadow a cop every season and I hope I get the opportunity to do the same this season. I'm still trying to work that out and see where that goes. But I followed the same cop over 2 seasons and now I'm going to call her back to see where she is. And it's just so lovely to do that. And I actually thought that, you know, if we had thought of this earlier, I would have asked somebody to follow us doing this.
Oh wow, yeah.
It would have been such a lovely story to keep. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it in my memory, but it would have been nice to have it
Documented,
recorded,
yeah.
and documented in some way. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that. I think with Delhi Crime, I enjoy the shoot a lot, but I totally have fun with the preparation process. Like really sitting with a police officer and just sort of being a fly on the wall with them for even 3-4 days is a life-changing experience. You have no idea what all people come to police officers with. Like they'll come with 2 neighbors ka chota sa spat, and they will be doing a murder interrogation, and they will be dealing with, you know, some kind of effect that they feel like some film release is going to have, and they're trying to sort of control that. Oh my god, it's crazy.
It's too much.
Too much fun.
Crazy. Last thing before I let you go, Rasika, break a particular misconception that you feel was incepted in your head when you were becoming a part of the industry versus now that you have come and you feel कि यार ज़रूरी नहीं है कि ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. आप अपनी journey से बताइए. Is there a myth or a misconception that you'd like to bust?
Yeah, छोटे roles करोगे तो बड़े roles नहीं मिलेंगे.
See,
that's a myth that I think I have busted.
Yeah, and we started off with that, if you
Yeah.
remember. I think the
Yeah.
whole conversation actually circles back because we went all the way to 2007, spoke about your
Yeah.
14 projects, and now coming back here. Well, Rasika, thank you so much for
Thank
removing so
you.
much time and talking to us in a comfortable environment. I got to
Yes.
know you more in this first chat that we've had.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised we haven't met earlier.
We've not met earlier, but I'm glad that we did this way.
Yeah.
All the very best for Mirzapur, all the very
Thank
best
you.
for your shoot for Delhi Crime.
Thank
And
you.
जो भी आप करो हमें बता देना.
ज़रूर.
And keep breaking more stereotypes and shackling newer heights.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.